Daily Fail. Parasite alert. How did Meghan make one so amused? She simply turned to the Queen and said, "Is it true there are men, women and children on the streets and starving?" And the Queen went, "Yes!" And so she went, "Oh!" 40% of GPs quit after 5 years. Maybe they've made enough in that time to be able to quit. Telegraph. I'm no racist. Lionel Shriver hits back at his critics. The disgraceful event known as Ascot, the 5 new race-going tribes. Tennis star plays diplomatic wildcard. NHS to get $4 billion a year in Brexit dividend. May promises extra health service funding from tax, borrowing and EU savings. What EU savings would they be then, seeing as we still got to carry on paying this 50 billion or something ridiculous amount that we're going to have to pay? And where are we saving anything there? In fact, we're losing there, not saving anything. Party like a Russian, as the World Cup kicked off yesterday. Taking upskirt photos becomes a criminal offence. Social media must do more to protect children, says Minister. Jet expert accused of spying for China. Whilst the UK government is about to give Rolls-Royce to China so they can get all the expertise they want. Global pandemic alert over new disease X. A new strain of bird flu. Oh, that bullshit again, where they killed all the animals last time because it was bird flu, and it turned out it was introduced by the government for exactly that, kill a load of animals. Ricin found at home of Islamic extremist. The Guardian. Angry Tory rebels reject May's Brexit amendment. World Cup Russia 2018 kicks off. Costly and unwildly. Watchdog savages universal credit system. Yet Esther McVeigh is continuing not just in a job but to be free. 2 billion amount spent on creating and running universal credit, which is now 6 years behind schedule and cost more than it's worth. But you know, McVeigh can carry on ruining people's lives, ruining men, children and women's lives. Thousands gather to recall the lives lost in the Grenfell Tower blaze a year ago. The Times. Hallelujah. Church turns to Harry and Meghan style preachers. Pictures of the parasites laughing about the poor. BB starts protest over tax bills. Angry presenters thrown under a bus by corporation bosses. Millionaires, now bear that in mind, these are millionaires face paying more after being put on payroll, and they're bitching. Shot man's dispute. A British pensioner shot dead outside the house in his house in France has been in a dispute with neighbours over the view of cattle from his window, his relatives had said. Rail passengers drop. Strikes, rising tickets prices and overcrowding have been blamed for the 1.4% fall in the number of rail passengers. Grenfell tributes migrant concessions. Angela Merkel, the German Chancellor, has agreed to tougher controls on migrants but failed to head off a rift that could bring down her coalition. Law firm withdrawal. The 1 billion listing of the law firm DWF of the London Stock Exchange could result in the shares windfall of up to 10 million for its most senior partners. The Mirror. Premier League fixtures. The World Cup's only just kicked off and they're talking about the Premier League. Meghan Her Majesty in the PM's backyard. School begs for loo rolls. Parents asked to donate essentials as even May's constituency hit by brutal Tory cuts. But what are you going to do? Who are you going to complain to? Your MP? Yeah. Express. New best friends, Meghan and our merry monarch. Hospital parking charges killed my dad. The grieving family last night demanded that hospital parking charges be scrapped after blaming them for the father's death. Aye. True Faith. Paloma bears her soul. Tony Collette on the horror film of World Cup kicks off. Tory rebels reject May's Brexit offer. Nation falls silent for Grenfell. Gene therapies offers hope to beat paralysis. Let older recruits help heal the NHS. Welfare shambles, and a picture of the woman who's to blame and has cost this country £2 billion but still keeps a job. Flagship benefit introduced to save taxpayers' money now costs 4 times more than projected to administer. Scathing National Audit Office report says universal credit inflicts debt and hardship on those who claim and will fail to increase employment. Official surveys show 2 out of 5 claimants suffer financial difficulties. And there's Esther McVeigh, the evil. She must be a Satanist. She's got to be to be doing such evil things to innocent but poor men, women and children. Metro. Russia 2018, Robbie gives World Cup the finger. My Tube tribute to Grenfell Pal. The Star. What Megan said to make the Queen giggle. Yeah. Putting on the glitz, then Rude Robbie gives Vlad the finger. Independent. Exam stress ruined my mental health. Sending Duncan Smith to Moscow as long as it's the gulags, yeah. NHS migrant cap shouldn't be lifted. Spain in disarray, enter Ronaldo. Power games, the winners off the pitch. Mohammed bin Salman, FIFA head Gianni Infantino and Vladimir Putin. Watch Saudi Arabia play Russia. Universal credit savage for catalogue of errors. Benefit system criticised for pushing claimants into poverty. High Court rules that disabled are discriminated against. Financial Times. Mourners mark Grenfell anniversary. ECB moves to pull plug on 2.4 trillion stimulus scheme by end of year. Stance closer to UK and US. Rates to be left unchanged. Euro falls on dovish move. Unilever extremely unlikely to remain in FTSE 100 after move to Netherlands. Call for clarification of Deep Mind's work for NHS. Well, the main thing that come out there is that universal credit, a total scam, cost more than it was worth, and Esther McVeigh keeps a job, because that's how we rock in politics. We can totally screw things up, and we carry on as regardless. And even then, if we do get to the point where we resign, we still carry on as an MP, even though we've lost £2 billion.